So today we'll be reacting to FC26, the official gameplay deep dive. And I've wanted to talk about this for a long time because I play FIFA since, I say FIFA, I say FC, same thing. I play FIFA since like 2010. We're not going to talk about 2000. We're going to talk about from 2010, right? And the game basically, when I first started playing it was just more of like a let me enjoy myself, let me have fun with my friends. And I remember as things kept on getting older, as I kept on playing FIFA more, there were some times where it's like it's changed from what we used to. I remember being like, I think one of my best favorite FIFA was probably 14, 15. But we can go back in the past and talk about that. People can also say, hey, play those games instead. But now, I do think the last FC game 25 was good. However, there were some cases where you could do something, but when you put it in the controls, when you feel something is wrong, you feel the game is like, most of the game is playing against you, but you guys know what I mean. And you could check the control settings, you could check everything, and at the end of the day, you just feel like, okay, the game robbed me of this moment. I could have scored this, or I could have done this, but it didn't work. So now we're going to look into FC26 and what EA have decided to do to improve from the last project. You know how EA is. I think they're money grab, but I can't, I'm just going to say EA could probably like do some, they could do so much, but we don't know yet. And we're going to watch the trailer. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to see how things go, and let's hear what they have to say for us right now. So they said, like right now, right there, not all images appear in video game. Virtual fidelity depends on your hardware. At least they say it, right? But basically, I think, let's see what they have.
Make gameplay better. Those three words summarize our full focus this year. An overhauled gameplay experience that's responsive, rewarding, and powered by your feedback. Here's what's new.
Okay, let me take this off so I can read something. So some current angles and images are not available in game. Visual quality depends on your hardware. Same thing. Yeah.
First, we separated gameplay into two presets. Competitive gameplay, customized for more responsiveness and player control in online modes. And authentic gameplay, tuned for more realism in offline modes, so that your experience is tailored to where and how you play. Second,
so FIFA gives us two modes, competitive and authentic. From what I understand, competitive is going to be what we're used to. I'm thinking is what we're used to. And authentic is more of like FIFA trying to show us that, oh, we can make the game more realistic. We can make the game more the way everybody wants it, to be. I kind of wish they went for just one to make things easier for everybody, like, because now it's kind of like this weird, what if I want to play competitive or this person wants to play authentic kind of conversation again, which of course now might sound like it doesn't matter, one person should just decide which mode, it doesn't really matter, but that conversation is going to come out one way or the other.
We refined the gameplay fundamentals across all modes. Pace, passing, tackling, saves, physicality, everything to address your most requested changes. And third, we added a host of other exciting community-inspired features and updates, from new player roles and playstyles to a high contrast mode. Let's start with the biggest change, and something...
Again, FIFA or FC being FC, I see they give us the exact same menu design from the last two games. And from what I'm seeing, right, they did put a new clip of like Bellingham probably walking into the stage. Probably they'll do that for every different footballer, or like there's certain footballers like just Bellingham and Musiala. But it's like I miss when like, it takes them a moment to like actually design the menu. Like give us a menu that we know deep down is for FC26. Because now I can just say, well, I know the programmers and the developers didn't really take time for this menu. Put a video at the background, same programs and everything for the last game, and just change the words for a different thing. Like it's not that hard to change this.
Thing you've been very vocal about, splitting gameplay into two separate experiences based on where and how you play.
Okay, so as you can see here, I'm saying competitive gameplay, the classic. Wait, give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay. Still have to figure out this all by myself later. But from what I understand, right, the competitive mode, from what I'm seeing, is a classic high tempo competitive FC gameplay experience. Favors speeds and responsiveness over realism. Offline game type can be changed in setting modes. Okay. While the authentic is slow paced, more measured style of FIFA's gameplay, closer to what you see in an actual football. So it's realism over speed of play. And the other one is speed over realism. I think most people will play competitive more just because it's like how we want FIFA to move. We don't if we wanted something extremely realistic, okay, you know what? I think them giving us options does make sense. I think let's see what they say about the two of them.
Play. For the first time, online modes like Football Ultimate Team and Clubs will have their own tailored gameplay preset called competitive gameplay, while offline modes like Manager and Player Career will default to authentic gameplay. Competitive gameplay is fast, dynamic, and attacking football that rewards you for skill, timing, and quick decision making. It's designed to feel extra responsive, give you more control on the pitch, and deliver a more consistent gameplay experience. Passing feels quicker, dribbling feels more dynamic, the paciest players feel more explosive. We've even
Can you imagine the directors of FC being like, "What are we going to do this year? What are we going to do this year?" And somebody's like, "Let's just make a trailer that says we listen to the community and upload that, make the fans excited, but we don't do too much, right? We just add the new modes and everything." Because here's the thing, it's they could be saying all this, and it's like this is something they could have sent as an update to FC 25. Like, don't judge me. They could have sent this update of gameplay to FC 25. They don't have to make us buy a whole new game for it. But EA being EA don't want us to question the choices, right?
chosen the most responsive animations to keep matches feeling fast and smooth. Auto tackles and blocks are less common, encouraging you to take control in defense. And you'll be rewarded for great timing with fewer tackles bouncing back to your opponent. Goalkeepers will also parry the ball to safety more often, reducing the number of frustrating rebound goals that feel out of your control. Every detail.
So the goalkeepers are going to actually be goalkeepers because in FC 25, it's like your goalkeepers were useless. You could defend against someone like Mbappe, and Mbappe passes you over players, and you are just praying that the person playing Mbappe misses. High chance he's not going to miss because you have to be really bad at FIFA to be missing those chances. If they say the goalkeepers are going to be deflecting more, that's amazing. That does mean something because it does now. Because you have someone like who can I call? You have someone like Donnarumma in your net. Donnarumma should be helping you keep the game more leveled. I'm not saying he should win you games, but keep the game more leveled when it comes to how he like plays as a keeper. Another thing we don't like to always talk about is like in penalties, no matter which keeper you use, it doesn't matter. You just hope your keeper is like longer and taller to catch the ball. But these are things that like if a certain goalkeeper should be catching penalties way better than other keepers, that kind of thing. Like obviously I hope FIFA or EA thinks about all these things. I know they won't watch this video, but it's also like, if I was part of the people that worked in the office, I would always think, how can we improve the game? Because now look at other companies. Other companies are just updating the game, but EA wants to make more money, right? So we understand what they're doing.
Detail of the competitive gameplay experience is built to deliver on those three community priorities: responsiveness, consistency, and control. Authentic gameplay, our preset for career, is immersive, realistic football that emulates how the real-world game looks, feels.
Okay, so I'm guessing authentic is like I just saw a clip of the guy falling down, so I'm guessing you won't get that in competitive. But I mean that means if I think about it, authentic also has its own pros and cons to the game. I'm guessing the game will be moving slower, and I'm guessing like it might not be the way you want FIFA to move. It's kind of giving me this idea of like it kind of be like PES, or I don't know which other soccer game I can call, where they really focus on the realism and not really the gameplay. But they have to focus on both, right? So I guess If the gameplay in authentic is not that bad, I think I would be playing authentic more. But if it's pretty bad, we'll just all stay in competitive. I can already tell competitive will be the better mode.
And plays. Designed to deliver a simulation gameplay experience, from true physics to our most realistic animations, capturing the same pace and unpredictability that makes football great. Authentic gameplay will still feel responsive, but matches will be less rapid fire than in FUT, giving that last-minute corner or goal-saving tackle the real-world gravitas that we know our career players love. And in contrast to competitive gameplay, things like AI defending will be.
I'm also thinking that authentic gameplay, maybe the AIs would defend better because he said it won't be as fast paced. So maybe there won't be as much goals, like it won't be saying 5-3 or 7-0 to be getting 2-1. I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but like if it's like that, I'm really thinking the players must really be moving slow and the tackling would be like really, really like realistic, like defending would be way better. So it's like when you're playing with your friends, I say again, competitive is gonna be better. Like I would say comment down below to say like which mode you think is way better, competitive, authentic. I don't know if I'm making sense, but personally, I think competitive is going to be the better mode.
Be tuned differently to reflect how important teamwork is in football. Although competitive and authentic are customized for different styles of play, you'll still be able to toggle between both presets in kickoff and career to tailor your gameplay.
This is amazing. I can tell you now, my gameplay style will just be competitive ultra. I'm not going to change to authentic, except I just want to see it, how it looks, and if I like it more, but I think it'll be competitive all the way.
Experience. Our second big gameplay innovation for FC26 applies to both competitive and authentic gameplay. A focus on refining what we call the gameplay fundamentals. Goalkeeping, agility, tackles and interceptions, passing and dribbling, attacking movement, and physicality. Here's what we've heard over the last year and how we rework those fundamentals to address your feedback. Goalkeepers are inconsistent.
I was just about to point out goalkeepers being inconsistent. I thought it was a clip in FC26, but I understand that they're just playing the old. Okay, now I'm like, they're just playing the old game. But this is what I mean by like, sometimes you don't know until you see it.
Expect keepers to be smarter and more consistent in FC26.
Okay. That's better. That's better.
We're using machine learning to train them in hundreds of thousands of in-game situations to find the best positioning, including those little micro steps world-class keepers use to close the angle. Changing directions feels so heavy. Players can now turn quicker and accelerate more explosively in any direction, making everyone feel more agile and responsive. And we've continued to tune the relative pace of players to ensure that the fastest players feel like the quickest ones on the pitch. Tackles and interceptions often bounce back to my opponent.
Okay, so yes, tackles and interceptions often back to my opponent. I would say this, depending on how you're tackling the game, in a way, I would say it was very in real life you could tackle somebody and the ball could bounce to your opponent. That makes sense. But in FIFA, there's a way it would like you will tackle them like in the penalty box and they get the ball and they like just score you. And in your head you're like, well, I was defending, like I actually got the ball back, but because of the way the game is programmed, it just bounces like I don't know what bounces like that, but you know what bounces like that.
This is a big one we've dedicated hundreds of hours to improving, and now you'll be more likely to win the ball cleanly and retain possession in those moments. Passing and dribbling feels sluggish. Both of these are more responsive in FC26. Passing and dribbling will feel different between.
So my question is, if passing and dribbling are faster in this like FC26, is that in competitive and authentic, or is that in just competitive and then authentic is actually like slower? Because this is what I mean by like, you see what I mean by like them putting two different modes kind of complicate things. Obviously, when the game comes out, we see what they're doing, but I feel like I won't even be surprised. Authentic is just reduced speed, right? And like they just make the player behave more like how they behave in real life. Like that's what I think FIFA just did. And like competitive is just like the normal, you could increase the speed. Like competitive is just classic FIFA basically.
Competitive and authentic, but they'll both be more fluid and reactive than last year to ensure that the game feels dynamic and in your control. My teammates need to make better runs. We agree that fluid attacking movement is
teammates needing to make better run. I feel like people don't know there's a L1 or LB if you play the Xbox. There's a button you just press that makes your players move forward. And I hate this idea that someone says my players don't make good forward run. I guess what they're trying to say is like they want the player to just naturally make the run so they can pass to them. But I feel like it's nicer when you press the button because you always remember or you want somebody to run. Just same way like all these players remember that once you get the ball, they have to start running.
Is key to fun and dynamic gameplay. And we've retuned the runs your teammates will make as you progress up the pitch to give you even more options and support.
Another thing we have to think about is with the L1 button, like obviously maybe that means two more players will move forward, but with the L1 button, it kind of helps you with offside. Now these players could just be moving and I might not even pick up the player, right? I might just say, oh, he's moved, but I didn't realize when he beat the offside and he could be offside when I passed to him. So more offsides, but this is what I mean by the L1 or the LB button was actually like needed.
I can't protect the ball when pressed. We've created brand new ways for you to use physicality to shield the ball in FC26. By pressing the shield button, you can now seal off your opponent as they try to press you or bump them with your shoulder as you dribble to make a bit of space. Low drivens used to be great. We're bringing back a community favorite mechanic and improving on it. Low drivens can now be triggered on demand by double tapping the shoot button, and this can be applied to all shot types, allowing you to turn your finesse or power shots into low drivens with a second tap. This also replaces timed finishing, meaning that precision shooting will now become the primary skill-based mechanic for scoring goals.
Amazing, right? Why I always feel like why this is amazing is because I hated the double tapping to get to a shot. I hated that thing since I ever saw it in FIFA. Like it didn't make sense. Whoever thought about putting tapping the ball and whoever uses that setting, I feel like we have a problem. You probably use a fork to eat cereal because that's not normal. Press the button once and you're good, not twice, please. But like if they did that and like double tapping leads to no driven scores, wonderful. It makes more sense. It looks more beautiful, and I'm way happy about that kind of like gameplay.
Each of these updates to gameplay fundamentals is designed to address the most common feedback we get, and together set a better foundation for the overall gameplay experience in FC26.
So I'm just gonna mention it right now.
Another one.
I'm not pre-ordering because last time I pre-ordered a FIFA game, it didn't go well. I wasn't happy with what I got, so I'm just gonna wait and see what people say before even deciding to get this game. But obviously, we all say this, we're all still gonna buy the game at some point. But it's like I don't want to pay more money for something I'm not really gonna use or something I'm not really gonna enjoy. So I just want to see how the game goes before I actually like purchase it.
Widely requested feature we're excited to add this year is high contrast mode. We've made high contrast mode customizable so you can create a visual experience that's best for what you need. You'll be in control of the colors of each team, the keepers, the ball, the referee. And
I think this is amazing. If there's sometimes I'll be like, let's say Chelsea and Man City are playing and they have this kind of like I know they have different shades of blue, but let's say they're the same blue colors, or like let's say you randomly you picked a Barcelona with a white kit and a Real Madrid with a white kit, and you made a mistake, you didn't realize what you did, and you enter the game, and you're like, you have to go back, restart the game, and do your whole team management tactics and everything. If this is in every mode, and you can just choose one of the teams to be in a darker color, I think this actually was a good idea.
You'll even be able to turn off player or stadium shadows, plus adjust the overall pitch saturation.
I also know the people that have like slow PCs will probably be smiling when they hear turning off shadows and stuff like that because now it means we could probably figure out a way to play FIFA. But just get a console. It's not that expensive, or get a good computer that you can like use to enjoy the game.
We've also added simplified skill moves, allowing you to perform a relevant skill with a simple flick of the right stick in a given direction.
So from what I remember, I actually was always asking myself, who the hell can remember all the movement of the stick? Especially because if your player is facing this way, it changes. If it's facing this way, it changes. If it's facing backward, it changes. So you have to remember all of them at the same time, remembering the position of player. So if they made it simpler, of course, it also means people that don't really play FIFA can easily pick it up and like learn the dribbles. But it also means like, maybe there's a four directional dribble something and they pick the best option for you when you're playing. Though they could also do that each player has a certain dribble that they don't have. Like Nima could probably have like a rainbow flick in one of his simpler dribbles, but I mean, in my head, I think it looks if it's as long as it's good for everybody. There are some people that have learned all those directional moves. Maybe they have the options to set it back the way they want it, no simplified dribbling. Maybe FIFA allows that option to be switched on for not everybody or switched on for everybody. I don't know.
We're introducing 5 new playstyles in FC26. Precision Header, Aerial Fortress, Game Changer for those flair finishers, Inventive for flair passers, and Enforcer, which dials up those improvements to off-ball shielding. You will also see new player roles in FC26 that epitomize the modern game. Ball playing.
I don't know. I feel like so the thing about the role play is I feel like it was a good additional add to the game, but I truly don't know like if it was that important. I don't know if all the players move the way they say they will move or they will do the things they say they will do. I feel like at the end of the day, I've not really looked at if each of these players are in these different roles, what it means.
Playing keeper, wide back, inverted wing back, and box crasher. Just like the other player roles, these new roles are opportunities to customize your tactical approach and push beyond a rigid formation.
Okay, so just let me see. There we go. All right, just finished doing something. All right.
Great gameplay is at the heart of what makes an FC game fun. That's why we're so excited about FC26. The split of competitive and authentic gameplay allows us to customize and improve your experience based on authentic gameplay allows us to customize and improve your.
Yeah, for a sec, I thought the player actually didn't touch the ball, and I was like, if I found that in the trailer, that's actually saying something.
Experience based on where and how you play. And refined fundamentals across the game deliver on your feedback, making gameplay more responsive, consistent, and rewarding.
Okay.
There's so much more coming to FC26. Look out for more info in our upcoming deep dives, pitch notes, and on social. And pre-order the FC26 Ultimate Edition now to get an.
It's even coming out next month, August 26th. Okay. I saw what you guys did there. So I want to hear you guys' opinion on FC26. I want to know if you guys are ordering the Ultimate Edition, what you guys are expecting. I feel like after people get the game, those people will do a review. I will probably do a review once they get the game just to show like, okay, this is the improvement and these are not the improvements, and just make sure of everything. All right, guys, I think that should be the end of the conversation and hope you guys have a good one.